Greetings, and welcome to the High Flying Tutors Academy channel. Today, I'll be helping you with the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income format. I'm going to explain it perfectly. This is the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income format for companies, right? So let's go to it without any waste of time. So number one item there is sales, right? You have to say sales. Right? And then another term for sales is revenue. And another term for revenue or sales is turnover. So I don't want you to go to a test and then you find that they give you sales, but it's under a title revenue or turnover, and then you come back saying no, that statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income or income statement did not have sales. There's no way, right? There we go. These are the three terms that are sales, all right? Or additional two terms that are synonyms for sales, revenue and turnover, all right? And then we have to less. I'm giving you a format because some of you, when we say format, you just want to name them. Now I'm giving you a format. A format must have signs and indication of how you're gonna get to the answer, okay? And then your less cost of sales. Cost of sales. Your less cost of sales, and then after lessing cost of sales, you're gonna get gross profit. Gross profit. Gross profit. All right. And then after gross profit, you're gonna add other incomes or other operating incomes. All right. And then after that, you are going to less distribution costs or expenses. These are known as distribution cost or expenses, right? And then you need to also know what type of expenses are distribution. So I'm just going to highlight explanation here. I'm just going to give explanation here. Explanations for number one. Number one there. Explanation for distribution costs. All right. So explanation for distribution cost. That's what I'm gonna give you right there. Which is, I usually will call them sales or marketing expenses. That's how I usually will call them to make things easy. But I'm just gonna give you more detail, Yana, that distribution cost are expenses. That are expenses that covers costs that I'm just trying to see how can I put this. Are expenses that covers costs, or let me say distribution costs are costs are costs, right? Are costs that makes products to be available for customers. So you can say distribution are costs that makes product to be available for customers. Distribution costs, you can say actually are cost, or you can say there are costs or expenses that makes products to be available for customers. Like I usually will say these are usually sales. I call them sales or marketing. Sales and marketing, actually. Sales and marketing expense or expenses. I call them sales and marketing expenses, where we will have advertising, where we will have freight on sales, where we will have depreciation on delivery vehicle and all those. So these are distribution costs. Distribution costs are costs or expenses that makes products to be available for customers, right? So at least I tried something there. English is English. It's not my mother tongue, right? But we are learning with it, so there's no way. But at least I tried. And then after that, back to the format, we have to less administration or administrative costs. Administration or administrative. Let me just say administration. Remember, this is distribution cost. And then administration cost. So administration cost as well, I need to explain it there. Admin cost, right? So admin cost, administrative or administration cost are expenses that covers cost or costs of managing and supporting what can I say, supporting overall operations of the business or of a business, right? And then of a business, and then maybe in brackets I can say I usually will call them general operating or basic operating. You can call them basic operating expenses, or yeah, let's call them basic, not general. Basic operating expenses. I hope this will make a clear understanding on what are these expenses, because when we are preparing the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, you still have to go and identify all these distribution costs, align them, put them in order, because you find sometimes they mixed them, and then you need to put order and make sure that distribution costs are in distribution cost column or table. So you need to make sure that you have an understanding of what are the types of distribution and what kind of expenses are they. All right. And then number three, we have to less finance cost. Finance cost. So what are finance costs? Let's go there and explain finance cost. Finance cost. So finance cost, what are they? Let's see. What can you say? But I normally call them, or they are expenses that cover financial resources or managing debts, like interest on loan, interest on mortgage bond, interest on overdue accounts, like those are, so we can call them expenses that what can we say? We need a proper meaning, a better meaning. All right, we can say these are expenses that are incurred by a business or a company to borrowing or using financial services. Right? Expenses that are incurred by a business to borrowing or using financial services. And then we can just call them, these are known as like interest expenses. Interest expenses. Like you can name them, which is interest on loan or interest on long-term loan, interest on mortgage bond, interest on debentures, interest on overdue account. Those types of interest, they form part of the finance cost, right? So finance costs are interest expenses. Okay, easy as that, but just to put more information on a better scale of understanding. All right. And then now, after saying gross profit, you add other incomes, you less distribution cost, you less administration cost, you less finance cost. You're gonna get net profit before tax. Net profit before tax. And then after that, you're gonna take net profit before tax, you less taxation or income tax, right? Taxation or income tax for the year. And then you're gonna get net profit for the year. Net profit for the year or you can say net profit after tax. That is net profit for the year anyway. Net profit after tax. Then you are done. This is your format with some better explanations for distribution cost. Distribution cost there, admin costs, and finance cost. Right? I hope this will help you to prepare for any test when you are going to write on this topic. And please don't forget how to master the format first. A better understanding. Yes, I know maybe when you are writing a test, you don't have to include this layers, add, and all of that, but it's better to understand how the format goes so that you can be able to maneuver around, right? So, and I hope these explanations will at least give you a better insight of a knowledge on a better understanding about distribution cost, administrative cost, and finance cost. And the one that I did not explain, other incomes, you know, is going to be investment income or interest income, is going to be rent income, is going to be any other income that you can be able to see, or like really credit losses recovered. What else? Adjustment on provision for credit losses, of which that one can be an income or expense. So we'll come and explain better on that one in the next question or the next topic. I would like to say thank you for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if you like to support our work, there's a Thanksgiving there with a sign of $1 there. So you can just click there and contribute something to support this channel. We are your channel. Thank you for watching and salute.